So I'm back. Got the scope set up on my tripod, looking straight out my window. And I'll see if I can get you a view here. So here we go, scope. A little hard to see in this guy. Can't see too well. There's my crosshair. That is a TMR looking straight out my window. Of course, scope isn't attached to the rifle, so don't need to worry about that. But so got this all set up, and all I'm going to do, move you guys here a little bit closer so you can see a little better. I just set this up. I level both of my levels, make sure everything's nice and dead center on. I will then go through my reticle. I'm going to make sure that I'm on my string line that I've got out there, and actually I've got a little bitty diamond that JC Steel Targets had sent me with one of my last orders. So I'm actually hanging that off the bottom side of the string line to give it a little bit of weight out there. I've got a little bit of wind. I got it probably a 5-mile-an-hour wind right now out in that field. So basically make sure level is level. We've got that string line and it just hang in there, okay? Just like a plumb bob for construction. So you just make sure we line up there, line up our line. I've got a little bit of wind, so what I'm actually doing is I'm centering the top end of my crosshair. So the very top edge, not center, but the top edge of my crosshair on basically the swing point of it, which is right on top of the post. And then what I'm doing is lining up the bottom, and whenever it hits center, basically making sure as it swings back and forth left to right, that it's going, so since it's a TMR, I have substensions on there, just a little bit. Making sure it's going either side of that perfect substension, the same amount of distance. Okay, and once it stops, it should be dead center, and that's what I'm kind of watching right now. Yeah, it's looking really good. So, take my good old fat wrench. I did look up the torque specs on Leupold. They are saying 28 inch-pounds on their rings. These are LaRue rings, but I usually run 25 on most of my Leupold stuff. So I'm going to come right here. And on this fat wrench, I don't know if you can see it, I've got it set to 25 inch-pounds. And we'll just slowly start torquing stuff down. I forgot to lock the base down, but that's fine. So same thing, I go cattywampus. I always hand tighten down a little bit before I do anything. 2. Okay, so now I can go to the torque, I think. There's that one. That one. That one. That one. One. Okay, scope is locked. Let's double check it. It did pivot on me, so I'm just going to double check it out here at distance. Make sure it still looks good. Yeah, we're looking really good. We just picked up wind out there. It's swaying pretty good right now. So, yeah, we're looking really good on that. I've tested it against my fence post, and my fence post, they actually got really level. And so I actually go right to the edge of my fence post now. And yeah, it's nice and true to my fence post. This is all welded steel drill stem with concrete below it. And so it doesn't tend to move that much, but it's always good to check it as well. So we're level on it's a US Optics level up here on the pick rail. We're actually fairly level on this, which I know it's just a hair off with that mount. Scope is mounted on. We are now going to look, and I must have got lucky because my accuracy first level is level as all can be. So I think it is this torque wrench, or Allen wrench. It's actually not torques on those. This is 7/64. And we'll put that. Okay, cool. So that's basically hand tight there. Hand tight there. Let's double check. Make sure nothing moved. Everything's looking good. I will take that off. I'm not going to go 25 inch-pounds on these. These are way too small. I'm probably going to go about 10 inch-pounds on these. I actually don't know what the torque spec is on these, but I don't want to damage them. So I'm just going to go ahead and close up the scope. Try not to touch that level. Take it off of here on that lever mount. So I've got 2 different screws, right down here, right down here. We're going to torque those down real quick. Oh, that worked out. Okay, we are torqued. Everything's looking good there. And that is how I level my scopes. So now I've got it on this base. This is that LaRue base. I did go ahead and move the accuracy first level to the front end. I just got behind it, and when I was sitting behind the rifle, when it was back here, it tended to be blocked a little bit more. And so right now where it is, when I'm on the gun, I can keep both eyes open, and I can view right down through my reticle and view up to the level. And with the switch view on there, it works out pretty good that way. I do almost wish that they would make this to my other side, but they probably do. It's just not the one I bought back in the day. And I've used it so much now, I really don't care. So, biggest thing is, when you put it on your rifle, I do the same thing here because I'm OCD about it. On these one-piece mounts, you've got these are legacy levers on these LaRues. Kick them out to where they're 90, to where the wedge isn't kicking on yet. But here is your main lock into that pick rail. These 2 bait bars. So you're going to stick it on your pick rail, get it in there, and you'll always have a little bit of slop back and forth. So what I do, kick it on, push it forward, get it forward in there nice and tight, cam. That locks it in. I've done that on every scope I mount, every time I take this off, because this scope goes from sometimes I use it on my 223, I run on my 6 arc and my 308 mainly. But I don't get a point of impact shift doing this as well. So that's my method. Hopefully this helps you guys out.